Hello, friends, and welcome to Pod Return to the Waking Sands. We are a Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast where we explore the lore and story of Hydaelyn and beyond. My name is Jen, and I'm joined by my co-host and researcher.
I'm Levi.
Sup, Levi?
Sup, Jen. How are you today?
Oh, is sup and how are you redundant?
No, not in the common usage.
Okay, great. All right, so I reciprocate your sup, and I am doing all right.
Good to hear.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I am fine.
Good
to talk.
Great.
Are you satisfied with this connection?
Reasonably satisfied.
As though we were not talking for 2 hours before this.
So like a recheck-in is like, oh, we already know.
Yes.
You're good. I'm good. But nobody else knows, so we gotta let everybody else know that we're good.
Now that that's done, today, Jen, we are talking about the Culinarian job quest in Heavensward, a tale that has a beginning and an ending.
We should have done this on Valentine's Day.
Great.
Yeah.
That's very helpful.
Yeah. It's just, the theme is love, everybody.
The theme is...
The secret ingredient is love.
A lot of stuff. Before we get going, I want to comment that this is a nightmarish time to be doing this questline on the Primal Data Center.
Uh-oh.
The prices for these ingredients are absurd right now.
Oh.
A single bag of flour, I think it's the Highland wheat flour, was going for over 1,000 gil.
Shut up. Well, I know what I'm crafting later.
And I did go server hopping to try to find a better deal before giving up and realizing that the whole data center was fucked for this quest line right now.
Unbelievable.
And I have not yet leveled up my gatherer, so I could not go and grab the stuff myself.
Ooh, embarrassing.
Also, Jen, there are timed nodes on this quest line, like at level 54.
What?
Yeah. To grab the level 54 or so ingredients, it's like the Brussels sprouts or something. It's some form of sprout you need, and it's from a timed node. Fuck off with that shit.
That's not okay. No wonder that shit's expensive.
Yes.
So if we had made a bet, I think we may have made a bet last week.
We did not bet, but I made a declaration.
Yeah, and you were right. Because it was like 3 days ago, and I was like, oh, right, I'm supposed to be doing culinary, and then it was too late because shit's busy. There's just no time. So I did do New Game Plus, and I just bought everything. I've already done this, like, quote unquote, for real. I don't need to do it again. And I was, as I was buying all the stuff, I just went in and I checked everything to see, like, what the ingredients were, and if I could just, because like I said, I hate just buying the finished product. I'll buy mats and make it, but then it's like a 3-hour ordeal just to get to the beginning of this thing, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy that mat. I'm gonna go gather it. And then I get on this, and then I am totally distracted.
It's a slippery slope. Well, 100%. I'm gathering. Let's go gather some crystals.
Oh, yeah. Oh, treasure maps. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, while I'm out here, I might as well go get some effervescent water or silver ore. I always need silver ore for some reason. Yeah, so I was looking at each item that we needed for this shit, and I'd open it up, and it's like 7 or 8 things. I'm like, nope.
That's Culinarian.
Nope, just buying it. Except for the grilled sweet fish. I looked that up, and it was just, you just need a sweet fish and volcanic rock salt, which I always have, because you're dumb if you don't.
Rude.
I don't know. It's one of those things where I've had one of my retainers just has those things.
Garbage on them.
Yeah, just in case. And hey, look at that. Needed it, had it, good to go.
Look at that.
I probably have all the things to make, like, the flour and whatever. And apparently I could and make $1 million.
You could.
Anyway, yeah, I bought everything. Luckily, when you do New Game Plus, you don't actually use the stuff.
Yeah.
You can just resell it back.
Yes.
So,
life hack for Jen. Not for me, because I did it vanilla style.
Honestly, yes.
After some time of trying to min-max the prices, I was like, screw it, it's not worth it. So I spent probably 20 to 30K on mats primarily to get my turn-ins done. But I did buy a couple... Thanks, Jen. I did
way worse.
That's because you bought the finished products.
Oh, dude, why. Everything averaged like 7,500 gil per.
Yes.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. That's because of all the BS that goes into them, Jen.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's...
But I also bought a couple turn-ins directly too. I bought the grilled sweet fish also, Jen. Like, I bought the final product of grilled sweet fish because fish prices are dumb if you're buying
the fish was actually
fish.
Expensive, but
Yes.
it was still better for me to just make it. Because then if I make it, then I've got 3. And then I can sell those.
That you can.
In my stupid mind, that seemed like a good idea.
In your stupid mind. No, that's fine. But yeah, I just tried to get it done because I was sick of trying to like server hop for good prices.
Word.
And here we are. With that said, Jen, what happened last time? What are you doing?
I lost my fidget.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Gucci.
Jen, what happened last time in our culinarian journey?
This is where you put like a dial tone signal. Oh, isn't this... Oh, right. Okay, wait. So among other things, we had like Turtle Dove, what's her fucking name? Diving Dove? One of the workers at the Bismarck who apparently had recently become pregnant, and Limsa was concerned because she was like lethargic.
Yes. That was one thing.
I remember that because we had to make her things that were full of, like iron and red meat. But then we had like the chef's bane, some like asshole of an associate of Lord Lolorito who went around and tried to destroy restaurants by eating their food and then trashing their reputation.
That happened too.
So we avoided that nonsense. That's all I remember.
Jen, I would have accepted a bunch of random bullshit as an answer.
Okay, right. Yeah,
because that's what it was.
There were a few things going on.
There was no story. It was like random stuff happening in the Culinarians Guild.
Great.
And then that capstoned with us serving the Sultana herself and upstaging Lolorito in one fell swoop.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like the...
And she's like, "Who are you, chef? I've never seen you before. Please tell me your name."
Nope.
And like an hour before, she'd been like, "You must save us from Gaius von Belzar."
Yeah. I'm like, girl.
She got some hella face blindness.
Though I remember she was like, "Oh my God, Otis, what are you doing being a chef and stuff?" I remember that too.
That is not possible because Otis is Gordanian, I believe.
If I did New Game Plus, then I would have gotten that.
Objection, because you had said last episode that Otis was stuck at level 45. So what you did say that, Jen, is on the record. So what you did is Tar on New Game Plus, and Tar is Ul'Dan.
Yes, she is.
As we
I just
assumed.
said that. I was like, I must have been New Game Plus, and again.
Yeah, but that is...
I swear Otis is at 50 now. I actually don't remember, so I don't think I could have said that.
I will point you to our prior episode, Jen.
Oh, I would love to see that. Tell me the minute.
You can't see it because it's an audio recording, but it's towards the back end of the episode, probably like...
Otis is only level 45?
Yeah, or like on the 45 culinary quest. I don't know, you said it.
Like if you asked me right now, like what level culinarian is Otis? And I'd be like, I have no idea.
Roll the tape back, Jen.
Okay.
But really, like at T-5 or thereabouts, you'll have said, like, I'm stuck at level 45 because the turn-ins are bullshit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I told you she's stuck at I think it's the Sultana one, because it's like the crowned cake and the fish puff pastry thing.
That's level 50.
So this is, it's where like I'm feeding the Sultana and the Admiral, and it's like 4 things that I have to make, and I haven't made it because you know why.
I do know why.
Yeah.
Because you told us last episode.
Okay. So yeah, whatever level that is, that's where she's at.
That's level 50.
Okay.
But I am done catching you in a contradiction, and we can now move on.
Great.
We have an itch to check in with our Bismarck master chef, Limsa, so we head on over. He thinks that we need even greater challenges, and so he points us in the direction of the Missing Member, the restaurant that is just off the Aft Castle, owned by Roswin of the Sanguine Sirens, the ladies-only pirate crew. I've got more on them, Jen, in a minute, but for now, for Roswin herself, she is one part of the will they, won't they, contentious, flirtatious relationship with pirate captain Carvalane.
Yeah. to the point that she's so deep in the denial that she actually just threatens to kill him all the time.
Yep. Lingsath, though, is pointing us in the direction of this hotbed of drama because the head waitress has put out a call for a consummate culinarian. That's us. Part-time consummate.
Yeah, so we head over there to the missing member, which is a fantastic name. And we introduce ourselves to Melcoco, the head waitress at the missing member. We learn that apparently it's not intended for us to just cook the meals. Like, we're not going over there to be like, hey, are we going to like guest chef for you?
Except that we do, but more on that later.
But Melcoco, she wants us to compete in the region's most prestigious culinary competition, the Dellemont d'Or. And the winner of the previous year is their head chef, Hamasitia, a quote-unquote right bloody bastard, according to Melcoco. When we go inside to introduce ourselves to him, it all becomes clear. Quote, "Shall I play the unassailable champion, carefree as you please? Or shall I be sentimental in triumph and shed tears of joy? No, wait. Now that I think on it, I could also show disgust at the lack of sport. There's just too many ways to win." So this man's attitude has pushed our sweet little Melcoco to the edge.
She is not so sweet, but we'll find out.
She is, but she isn't. She speaks like a sailor, which is totally endearing. Melcoco, if you couldn't tell by her name, is a Lalafell, and she has like long strawberry blonde hair and high pigtails, bright blue eyes, hella eyelashes.
Hella.
And a little, like a typical waitress dress.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Melcoco is sick of his shit, and so much so that she loses herself and spews some very vile, pirate-worthy cusses, and she keeps, like, getting embarrassed, like, oh, I'm so sorry about the cussing, and I'm like, girl. Quote, "Every word of his fairly oozes conceit, and it makes me want to shove a hot skillet down his smirking bunghole." A bunghole could mean many things.
It does not. It means one thing, but go on.
The man is, unfortunately, very good at what he does. And the missing member is booked out for moons, only feeding this man's ego. So there's no other reason for us to compete in the Dellemont, or other than to take Hamasi down a peg or three. And considering our success in defeating the chef Spain, we mentioned earlier, Melcoco has every confidence in us. But there's no rush. You have plenty of time to prepare.
That we do. Before we proceed, Jen, a brief aside about the missing member. Like Melcoco alluded to, this was formerly a sanguine siren's hangout until its popularity took off. One might say it gentrified.
Thank you.
That was not a Jen pun.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
No, it literally was.
Well, it was, but it was not intended as such. It was just what happened to it.
Serendipitous. All right, well, congratulations.
I avoided that deliberately. Plus, it'd be low-hanging fruit.
But you're right.
But anyway,
it was like a weird pirate hangout, and then like hipsters started going there because it was like cool and not cool at the same time.
And now
it was cool
just
because it wasn't cool.
Yep.
They have disrespectful men who shush in there. They only serve gin, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, only serve gin.
Oh my God.
A fun tidbit from the encyclopedia. Most believe that the establishment earns its name from the crew members the sanguine sirens have lost at sea. But there are those who believe it alludes to the captain's violent tendency to deftly decommission her male victims.
Love it. Deftly decommission. Great.
All right, Jen, we have our hook. An uppity chef needs a reality and ego check. We have the perfect way to semi-objectively show him some humility, this contest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what occupies the middle of the job quest? A bunch of random BS, as the writers evidently don't know how to escalate this towards the story climax.
Nope. We're just going to be making stuff because.
At Melcoco's behest, we register for the contest, done, and we go back to her and say, now what?
Okay, this I thought was very funny. Because now it's level 53, so we're going to go talk to Melcoco, and she says, hey, you need to go register for the competition. Go speak to the registrar or whatever. So we teleport over to the Bismarck, and we walk up to the guy, and he's like, oh, you're registering? And we're like, yes, my name is blank. He's like, great. And that's it. And then we go back to Melcoco, and she's like, all right, here we go. Here's the thing I got for you. I'm like, this is...
We depart the quest line entirely, and now we're doing shit. We ask her, okay, now what? Cook for our restaurant, I guess? Even though we already have a chef who's a diva, but I guess you're cooking here also. It's practice for the contest. Except that facade drops immediately.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need the practice, let's be frank.
We do not.
There is a woman, one of the Sanguine Sirens.
Yes, a Sanguine Sirens steers woman.
She's beautiful. I love her hair. She's like long minty hair with bangs. I think just femrose to me, all of them are gorgeous. It's a thing. So yeah, she's gorgeous. Apparently, she wants something for dessert. She doesn't like anything that's on the menu. And she's been sitting in there for like an hour, vacillating over what kind of dessert she wants. Do I want a dessert? Blah,
this
blah,
is
blah.
a bit funny.
Was like, oh.
Because we've been told this place is like booked out for months. This lady who, granted, is on the crew, but she's sitting at the table for an hour.
Camping out.
And then we have to go and like make her a whole dish from scratch.
I love it. If anybody's going to be able to have be a bitch in the missing member, it should be one of the Sanguine Sirens.
Yes.
She has earned the right.
8 hours later, she's still sitting there squatting this table.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming bumping reservations left and right.
Oh, 100%. And just like ordering ale after ale after ale. Whatever. She can do it.
At any rate, this woman, the steer woman, shares her dilemma, which is that she has met the perfect man, except that he has a hella sweet tooth. Whereas this lady can't stand sweets. She wants to exposure therapy herself into liking desserts, or at least suppress the urge to vomit. I would say that she can just skip dessert while he eats dessert, but she's intent on sharing this experience, which I appreciate. Her idea is to gradually step up the level of sweetness after multiple tastings to ramp up to a sweet dessert. But Melcoco says, oh no, this woman is just wrong about her preferences. I'm right, she's wrong. She loves sweet shit, she just don't know it. So make her the sweetest thing possible and shove it in her face.
Yeah, we go to Melcoco and we're like, this is what she said she's doing. She doesn't like sweet stuff. She wants us to make her something that's mildly sweet, she can build up tolerance. And Melcoco is like, that's so dumb. We're not doing that. You're gonna make her correct. We're gonna force her hand into liking sweetness, which actually is not what we do. What we end up doing.
Well, before then, the direction is to make a somme all tart with, quote, a veritable mountain fresh cream and sugar, accompanied by a rich cup of Ishgardian tea. And like Jen said, we do ignore this directive. We prepare a balanced dessert.
Yes.
So good for us. We have to stand up for ourselves.
I mean, and that's what I interpreted. It's like, we're going to make her something. The directive is more like, make her what you want to make her.
Yes.
Exactly. Like the subtext of her request is what we use to make this thing.
Right. But what is interesting here, Jen, is the one area our character is not bullied into doing whatever someone says is our culinary pursuits. Because not just here, but elsewhere in our career as a culinarian, we make our own decisions. We will interpret directions.
Yes.
We will do our own thing. And we have a culinary backbone that is not shown anywhere else in our Warrior of Light career.
At least there's that.
At least there's that. We have a vision. It is the one true job for us.
But at least the devs are communicating true culinary skill in that you're presenting food that is complex and deep and not just you know what I mean? This is
not just cheesecake and whipped cream or something.
Right.
Is that...
Yeah. It's not just cupcakes and whatever.
That's why there are now 2 Eorzea kitchen cookbooks, whatever they're called, like the recipe books.
It's like somebody in the dev team who was responsible for all of the craft requests is actually like an amateur chef or something. And that's why all of the recipes have a billion ingredients, because they're like, no, realism. You got to have an acid, a fat, a salt,
Yeah.
And then Armorer is just like, oh, you can make a whole shield out of a bronze ingot.
Yep.
Good to go.
For some reason on this quest, Jen, the Somme al tart does not have to be high quality. So I scooped one up for like
$9.
double digits on the market board.
Yeah, correct. I'm like, thank God.
Yep.
It was the only reprieve.
We present the items to the steerwoman.
Before you continue, what I wanted to say is that the only real element of Heavensward that we get in this whole quest is like the name of these dishes. We go there once, a very little bit, a perfunctory amount.
No, I went through all the quests and I was like, okay, we have to knock out the quests that are tied to the Dragonsong War while that's still a concern. And we are, I believe, unless I missed something, we are done with the awkward, if done late, crafting quests.
Yeah.
So now we can do stuff for fun.
We could have done this right away. We don't even.
Yes,
we go to Foundation.
We cannot do Weaver in 6 months,
which is hilarious.
We can, obviously, but it doesn't make any sense because shit's going to change. It already has changed, though. We still have like the diehards of the Dragonsong War now. But if we did Weaver much later, it's going to be awkward.
Real awkward. Yeah, for real.
Though also on job quest talk, Jen, now that we are getting into the Dravanian hinterlands, we can actually do, I believe, the gathering quests because we have most zones unlocked. I don't know. This is not a spoiler because we've already been there. I don't know if any of them involve Az's Law, but we can't go there yet, obviously.
I think probably yes.
But
especially minor.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll check into it before it's relevant. Schedule talk aside, we're giving this lady her Somme al tart and Ishgardian tea. This tart is heaped with a foot-high, nearly, pile of this chestnut cream.
This is it's a copy of an actual real-life patisserie.
Of course.
It's like a Mont Blanc, I think it's called. Dessert. I've been watching a lot of Japanese patisserie videos, and that's when I learned, like, they do this, like, classic... So many of them do this classic Mont Blanc. But yeah, it's literally just like a spiral of cream around an internal something. That's exactly something. It's chestnut puree.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
We, though, like mentioned, have not gone all in on sweets. We have given it like a nice balance of flavors. The chestnut puree is there to balance the sweetness of the cream. This is not, though, apparent to this woman, so she freaks out. What happened to being gentle?
What happened to being gentle?
And Melcoco, though, comes in to bully her into tasting it.
Bitch, eat it!
Saying that the Culinarian of Light has taken the time to make you a custom dish and you'll eat it and you'll like it. And the woman literally cries as she gives in to peer pressure, but she does. And bugger me, that was good.
Bugger me. Yes. Yeah, we can balance the texture and the flavors, the chestnut and the bitterness of chocolate. There's an element of sweetness. It's to cap off the meal. It's not just literally to overload your palate with sugar. We are happy to have helped her evolution, the evolution of her palate, and apparently saved her relationship in the endeavor. And she thanks us and returns to the sea or wherever she goes.
To her boyfriend, probably. But
who is the sea? Am I right?
I don't think so. Melcoco, though, congratulates us for our success and shares some personal details.
She waxes nostalgic for a bit. She didn't always used to be a waitress, you see. She was a member of the Sanguine Sirens. But she could not overcome her seasickness and was grounded forever. And every day she woke up with this resentment that she could no longer follow her dream of being a lady pirate, and she was stuck in this waitress position until Hamasi Tia was hired. And back then, he was a simple man with a simple passion. He wanted to work hard and become like the best culinarian he could be. And even back then, he has a natural talent for it. She was eating his food and absolutely loving it. And she kind of altered her whole perspective on the development of her life. No, she couldn't be a pirate anymore, but actually this is great because she could spend time with Hamasi, eat his food, Everything was great. But after a while, he's working tirelessly to hone his craft. He's getting better and better and better. And his attitude starts to get a little insufferable. And then last year, he enters the Dellemont Ore and wins. And ever since then, she cannot talk to this guy. He's a complete asshole. The quote, a stuck-up, self-loving sack of shite. So it's clear she's trying to bring him back down to earth. You know, she wants to, like the old times, right? Like, stop being a dick. Remember who you are, man, where you came from, etc. Anyway. So, time passes. Let's just say we've been practicing for the competition. Sure, yeah. And when we go back, there's drama in the ranks, as always. And Moukoko is living for it. It seems Hamasi prepared a cold soup, like a gazpacho or similar, for Roswen. She hated it.
Same.
Gross.
I agree.
I like a gazpacho. Also ceviche, which isn't really a soup.
No, it's not. Not remotely.
Anyway, she was like, ew, disgusting, and demanded that he make something piping hot. And Moukoko says that secretly, even though Roswen has this whole restaurant, she goes to the Bismarck also to eat. Lingsath ought to know a little something about maybe her piping hot soup preferences. So we go to ask him about it.
Interjecting some commentary here, we have left the premise of the contest far behind. We are now doing random bullshit.
We are now matchmaking, in a way.
In this moment, yes, but more so in terms of the middle leg of the quest line, we are like in town, we're cooking. If someone asks us to cook, we're in.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay. We just love it. We love what we do.
We do.
Yeah.
And we love being told what to do.
Yeah.
Match made in heaven.
It's great. We go say hello to Lingsath, and he's glad to see us, obviously. But all he can say about Roswen's soup needs is her very recent preference for Ishgardian cuisine. And I think that's because Carveline is Ishgardian.
Yeah.
It's not subtle, girlfriend.
No.
Any other details about what she likes or doesn't like, he can't really say. We need to ask the captain herself. And we go to ask the captain, Roswen, a simple question like, yo, if we're going to make you this piping hot awesome soup, what do you want? And this simple question about what kind of Ishgardian soup she likes becomes an ordeal with angry denials, a Carveline name drop for no reason. And then she realizes that she hath protested too much, she thinks, and she just reveals her plan to us. So, with the promise of a sumptuous Ishgardian soup as bait, Carveline will be lured into her domain, wherein she will ply him with drink and do stuff off him. Kill him, something, whatever. Okay, sure, wink, wink. Now that we're in on the plan, she wants us to ask Carveline himself who the best chef in all of Ishgard is, find that person, and make them teach us how to make his favorite soup. Ugh. Carveline, he's hanging out behind the seventh sage, as he's always doing. He's like on the back balcony, looking very cool. His reaction to our inquiry is perfection. Quote, you wish to know the name of the best Ishgardian chef in the land. I struggle to comprehend why you would ask me this, of all questions. Then we slap a fat sack of coin in his hand, and suddenly he's like, okay, fine, I'll tell you. He tells us that the head chef of House Durandare is the foremost authority on his native land's cuisine. We can find him by looking for a bell sigil on his garb. And we're like, well, what's his name? And he's like, where's the fun of that?
His name is House Durandare House Chef.
House Durandare House Chef.
Yep.
They were like, we've run out of weird French names. We couldn't possibly.
No more names.
But what he can say is that the man is a big fan of wine. And Carveline hands us a Lomani Red as a gift, quote, from an admirer across the seas. And as a reminder, if the name Lomani triggers a little memory in you, it's because we have a friend in Wineport, a former member of the Company of Heroes. a blind former member of the Company of Heroes who has now become a celebrated vintner. And Shomani Lomani of the Lomani Red has started making fucking wines, and now we're sending them to people in Ishgard to trade for secrets.
Coming together, and it's a super hot vintage.
Yeah.
We make our cursory trip to Ishgard, and we find the House Durandare head chef loitering near the jeweled crozier. We gift him the wine, and by the fury, what a vintage. He was not aware that he had admirers, even though he's the best chef in the land, according to Carverlane.
Well, in Ishgard, and as we know, Ishgard has been a little isolated for quite some time.
Until we show up and the floodgates open, apparently, for all these job quests.
But
and like Connie's showing up.
He's from Ishgard, so he would know who the best guy is. But yeah, so I mean, Carverlane moved.
I'm a little bit cynical about how easy it is to get to Ishgard now that we have fought our way in.
I know. Also, this guy, the head chef, he's just standing outside. We didn't have to like knock on a door.
No, he's hanging out by the crozier.
He's having a smoke break.
Yes.
Yeah.
We give him our request. She explains that the beet soup is the go-to here. It graces the tables of all Ishgardians, warming the hearts and stomachs of lowborn and highborn alike. The ingredients, chief among which is the magma beet, are sliced and sautéed, after which the broth is added along with the seasoning. The concoction is then allowed to simmer until everything is stewed together and the broth takes on a rich crimson hue.
I love beet soup.
It's pretty good.
Have you ever had borscht?
I have, Jen. Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking delicious.
His favorite recipe is the one his dear mother used to make. He was sickly as a child, and she would add copious amounts of vegetables in the hopes that he would grow strong.
Big and strong.
Through her cooking, he felt her love, and everything tasted all the better for it. Call him a sentimental fool, but it is his belief that love is an essential ingredient in every dish. Oh, also, it's served with a Kaiser roll and sweet fish.
If you are an Ishgardian of means, then yes, the beet soup is paired with a Kaiser roll and grilled sweet fish.
And Carverlane is an Ishgardian of means, so we will give him the works.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
With that, he's like, all right, see you later. And we head back to tell Melkoko what we learned. And she is wise to the real scheme going on here. It's not hard to hear the captain's impassioned rants through the door to the missing member. Do you think that she's still at it, going after Carverlane, that is? When will she own up to her feelings? Stubborn as she is, probably never. But we bring in our recipe to Roswin, and she loves it. How in the L's do you make it? The secret ingredient's love sort of makes sense the way you put it.
I am so surprised that she humored this at all. The secret ingredient is love. Get the fuck out of here, or I'm going to stab you. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, so I'm like, Roswin, I put love into this soup for you, but I don't really have love for you. I'm like, I like you. We're acquaintances, but there isn't, I don't have any love to inject into this meal. It doesn't have to be
love for the recipient. It's about love.
Of the craft.
Or more so wanting to share your love of what you're doing with the people who are tasting it.
All right. Thank you, Levi.
You imbue your own care and your own passion into the dish versus just like, all right, 2 cups of beets, check. Simmer for 5 minutes, check. You want it to be perfect, so you inject your soul into that. That is what cooking with love is.
Oh, thank you for thawing my cold, cynical heart.
You're welcome, Jen. Happens all the time. So she is down with this dish, and she has, what's his face?
Hamasi? No, she asks Melkoko.
No, so she's going to have Melkoko tell Hamasi to make it.
Yeah, like, Hamasi, you're making this soup forever now.
But now when Melkoko departs to go and give Hamasi the news, Roswin opens up to us. Or rather, she opens up on Melkoko's behalf.
This is great. She's like, oh my god. When will Melkoko just admit that she's super in love with Hamasi? She's right moony for Hamasi Tia, yet here she is trying to bring him down. And it's like, obviously, I can hear her right through the door. She's standing right there. I can hear everything she says. Ditto. Nobody has any secrets. Everybody's in denial. We're all just, we're people and we're dumb, and this is great. But Roswin worries that maybe Melkoko hasn't thought this whole tactic through in trying to bring Hamasi like back down to earth and back down to, or back to where they were like bros and things were simple and pure. Yeah. Roswin is like, I don't think it's going to end the way she thinks it will. Anyway, there's that. So we learned that the two of them are just in deep denial, and it is obvious to literally everybody around them, and it's great.
I feel that given the way that the finale, or at least the epilogue, goes, Milkoko and Hamasi are less in the closet than Roswin and Carvalane because they have like a thing going.
No. Literally anybody on Earth is less in the closet than Roswin and Carvalane.
Sure, fair. But beyond that point, Jen, I feel like they have their flirtation a bit more explicit. It's just that they can't solve their problems.
Yes.
But we're getting a bit ahead here.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it's kind of like Milkoko would not give a shit if she wasn't invested very much emotionally with Hamasi. I see you, girl. Time passes. Still, we're practicing for the contest.
Not really. We're making shit.
We're making shit.
Because people say so.
We're practicing in between the making shit.
Sure.
Mentos.
Why not?
So when you go back to Milkoko, hey, guess what? The whole setup for Carvalane that Roswin had put into place, total flop. So Roswin invites Carvalane to her ship for this meal, and he's, of course, suspicious about this whole thing because he's obtuse as shit and does not see what all of us see, and he thinks that she's trying to kill him. I mean, that's what she told us, to be fair, but he legitimately thinks that. So he's assuming that everything is poisoned, doesn't eat any of it. She can't get him drunk enough to do anything. Total bust. Milkoko curses Roswin's pride and stubbornness. Same. And then she tells us, and she's like, I think that's it. Oh, wait, no. Lingsath wanted to talk to you. So we go to talk to Lingsath. Lingsath, he's busy getting the Bismarck in ship shape for Master Dellemont, because if we didn't mention it earlier, the official host of this contest is the Bismarck. Because where the fuck else would it be? You know what? It would have been great if it was in the Drowning Wench. I think that would be fun. They've got a kitchen, right?
Sure. They got like a bucket probably and like a fire.
They got a bucket.
Slop bucket.
So Lingsath, he's busy running around the Bismarck getting everything ready because Master Dellemont, the titular founder of the upcoming contest, is going to stop by for an inspection soon. So the issue he has right now is that an old friend of his is stopping by for a meal, and Lingsath can't take the time to, serve his buddy. So he asks us to step in. But the catch is this guy loves meat. Don't we all? Loves meat. But he doesn't really have a lot of teeth left. Lingsath then suggests maybe some cockatrice meatballs to give them the best of all worlds. And we do that. We make this guy some meatballs. What?
I believe it's cockatrice.
Cockatrice?
Yes.
Cockatrice. Okay. Thank you. And this is both funny and kind of sad. Because we talked to this guy after he tastes our meatballs and, like, hey, how did you like the stuff? And he's literally like, oh my God, it was so tender and juicy. It reminds me of my youth. Like toothless.
Back in the teeth having days.
Oh, man. And I'm like, no, they didn't just lisp the shit out of this guy's dialogue. But they did. Anyway.
While this is happening, we have Dellemont, who's here to do the inspection. And we cross paths with him, though, after we're done serving our guy. Dellemont is a wrinkled old man who is respected to the point where he can eschew fashion and formality for his own personal style, which is all black with this wide brim black hat on. Well,
it's not just a wide brim black hat. It is a botanist's hat. It is straw with the flipped up front and the wide brim. It's a straw hat, but it's black.
Yes.
So he's Johnny Cash, a retired culinarian.
Yes and yes.
But he's great. He's got leather pants on. He's fucking Siegfried and Roy. It's really weird. But if you imagine some hotshot celebrity chef in their retirement, it's probably what they're gonna wear. Straight up. He's a very nice man.
He is. But right now, speaking of nice men or not nice men, Hamasi shows up to respectfully greet Dellemont with Milkoko in tow. Dellemont cordially replies, saying he hopes that Hamasi will top his performance last year. And the lack of ego in this conversation infuriates Milkoko, who is just hoping that Hamasi will make an ass of himself. But she is soon rewarded as the chef turns to us. Oh, you're participating in the Dellemont d'Or too? Yes? Do yourself a favor. Don't bother preparing a speech. You won't get the chance to use it.
Oh.
And now Melcoco gets to let loose her righteous anger.
How dare you? Yeah, she defends our honor. Telling him, like, we're the guild's best culinarian. She's going to beat your ass.
Oh, you say he's the guild's best? Well, that's all well and good. But how about we compete for something more tangible? This restaurant, perhaps? And Melcoco accepts this bet. But if Hamasi loses, he must give up being a culinarian.
Okay. So, this makes no sense. But whatever.
Jen, Dellemont loves this. He's like,
yeah.
Give me this drama.
Yeah. This reminds me of like the Gladiator quests where it was like anything to drum up drama in business.
Pretty much. And Lingsath, of course, is stunned by this exchange. And for some reason, he thinks that these randos betting his restaurant is somehow legally binding.
No. So they arranged this whole thing. They wagered all of this in the eyes of Master Dellemont, which somehow makes it official. But, I mean, you can't just... I'm going to bet, okay, hey, Hamasi, whoever wins the contest just becomes the owner and operator of the Bismarck, says the person who has absolutely no stake in it whatsoever.
Hey, Jen, we should begin a restaurant empire by betting, like making dumb bets in random restaurants.
Yeah,
I bet you this Applebee's, I can shove a whole bloomin' onion into my mouth, Jen. Oh, I lost. All right, it's all yours.
Yay, I have an Applebee's now. Woo! Give me the keys.
I'm also noting a trend where writers of these storylines seem to use dumb bets as like a cheap injection of drama.
Yes. Well, like, you know what, guys? We don't really have any stakes right now. I mean, there were. We didn't need this.
We did not. But we got it.
But here we go. But actually, it cheapens the whole thing because this isn't...
It's just dumb. It makes no sense.
Nobody there. Yeah, exactly. But, you know, Lingsath, he's like, oh, God, fucking Christ. Also, how is she able to just bet the restaurant? And we're like,
I don't know, but she just did it. So you better not fuck up, Culinarian of Light.
So Lingsath despairs. Melcoco has become feral. And Master Dellemont is rubbing his hands in excitement, like, ooh, yes. So the Guildmaster now wonders, well, yeah, how does she have the ability to put up a restaurant as a whatever? But, you know, we don't have time to worry about the petty details. There's a contest to be won.
And the contest time arrives. We meet up with Melcoco and she gives us the deets. In case you didn't know, Master Dellemont is notoriously difficult to impress. In the entire history of the contest, no one has ever been awarded the full 10 points. And even respected chefs typically get 4. First, though, we must head to the Bismarck and hear the contest theme. And Dellemont informs us that the main ingredient will be meat.
Groundbreaking.
Like, just any kind of meat.
He literally says that. Meat. Any kind. Doesn't matter.
Which is so broad to be infuriating. Like, great. Okay,
100%.
so there's no theme.
100%.
Well, there's no main ingredient.
So the main ingredient
is a theme.
is meat. Great. Main ingredient is protein. Okay.
The theme, Jen, is hospitality.
Oh, shit. Wow. How unique.
The meat dish must be paired with an appetizer and a dessert.
Fuck.
Best of luck to you.
This is like Iron Chef, more like Cesium Chef. Am I right?
Nice. Melcoco frets over the requirements. The ingredient and the theme are so broad. Also, we are last in the delivery tasting lineup. So bad news because he'll be full of meats by the time we get there.
You know what's funny is right after Master Dellemont is like the main ingredient, and I'm imagining literally like Iron Chef, where they're like the main ingredient, drumroll please, is something so esoteric and impossible. And he ends up going, meat. And the theme is not like...
dignity.
Correct. So, I mean, she's like, it's abstract, but like that would have been abstract. So it's all like, okay, hospitality, that's already well within the realm of like cooking and serving food.
Yes.
So we go back to Melcoco and tell her the stuff, and she's like, ooh, that's a tough one. I'm like, what? No, it ain't. But when she's like, it's so broad, like you said, to be like almost impossible, I'm like, you know what? That's fair.
She tells us that we're last in the lineup, and even though Master Dellemont is famed for his bottomless stomach, even he would be hard-pressed to keep his appetite whetted after endless plates of meat. So she asks us what our choices are. And we go. First off, we'll begin with a refreshing morel salad.
Something light, something to aid in digestion.
Melcoco suggests a deep-fried okeanis as a main out of nowhere, I guess. Just make this thing.
Also, continuing with the light theme, she offers something deep-fried, and I don't see the logic in that. Like, I've had plenty of tempura-fried things that don't feel very heavy, but it's still deep-fried.
Yes.
It's just soaked in grease.
Yes.
And oil. But whatever. I don't know.
Also,
I'm not
Jen,
a culinarian.
It's true, but we have had some good food in our lives, Jen, and the dish we serve up for the okeanis, this is like something that comes out of an Applebee's. Like a whole wedge of meat.
It's
got like some
slab. It's
random,
a pounded slab.
Random slices of something
it looks like a
on the
country
side,
fried steak.
and like a pile of parsley.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a dish for fine dining.
No, alas. I'm sure it's delicious because you made it.
Yes, it is delicious, I'm
but
sure.
It's like if you... Also, it's literally, if you go to Applebee's and order this, it's a plate. It's got the protein. It's got a pile of rando vegetables. It's got a little ramekin full of sauce. And then, the what's that?
What?
The garnishment. That's what it
Yes.
is. We send out an appetizer, but then we send out a main course that already has like a bunch of garbage around it.
Yep.
What are we doing?
Good question.
Jeez.
But the dessert, though, was inspired. Melcoco says, hey, you made that great tart for what's-her-face, the steer woman who is unnamed. And we're like, no, that's not going to fly.
Steers woman. Steer woman has a different connotation.
Fair. Steers woman. We say no to that. And Melcoco's like, how about some marron glacé? Which, for those who don't know, is a labor-intensive candied chestnut.
Yes. A perfect little amuse-bouche. After a big fat meal.
It's not an amuse-bouche because it comes at the end, but it's a nice little...
up.
It's very important, actually, Jen. Holy shit. This is the Culinarian quest. You don't end with the amuse-bouche.
I just said I'm not a culinarian. But
you have been around. I do, but you were wrong. That's why I'm calling you out.
But that's partly why it's a joke. Because
you're a joke.
Thank you.
So that's the lineup. We got our morel salad, we got our deep fried okeanis, and our marron glacé.
Yeah. It's time to present our dishes to Master Dellemont. Hamasi shows up to gloat about his almost perfect score, a 9 out of 10. Let's remember that the average score, even among people who are very good, is 4.
Bad news for the Bismarck.
Oh boy. And then considering Master Dellemont has never, ever given a 10 in the history of the competition, it does seem like the Bismarck is as good as his. Melcoco refuses to give in, however, so you're telling me there's a chance.
There is.
But giving a 10, according to Hamasi, would be tantamount to admitting that we have surpassed the master. Not bloody likely.
We hand in our dishes, and Master Dellemont gets tasting.
Hold on, I got a whole thing about this.
All right, Jen's got a whole thing.
This is fucking comedy, and I loved it. So Master Dellemont picks up his silverware and digs it. Bite after bite. We're all waiting in silence, holding our collective breath. Then he's done. Master Dellemont bows his head over the table, eyes closed. Starts to shake his head. Aha! Hamasi grins, knowing this gesture indicates our assured defeat. And the assistant asks Master Dellemont for his score. Without lifting his head, Master Dellemont holds up 8 fingers. An incredible score, but still a loss. Thank you.
Jen held up 7.5.
I don't know what it was just let me feel what I'm feeling. But then up flips another finger. 9.
Jen held up 7 fingers just then.
For the first time, we have a tie. The crowd is stunned. What are the implications of this? Do we co-own and operate the Bismarck together? Does the tiebreaker go to the person with the sickest kickflip? But then, a 10th finger! Ah! And then insert the quest completed or whatever. And Master Dellemont explodes with joy, confetti and everything. Quest completed. But what about the shaking of the head? Hamasi thought he had it in the bag. No, Master Dellemont says. The shaking was not a rebuke, but a realization that finally a culinarian has appeared to surpass his own skill. And then we get a sequence, a dream sequence in a way.
No, Jen, is a flavor visualization.
It's surreal is what it is. This is cartoony madness, and it's fantastic. So this is when Master Dellemont explores each course in this reverie where he's floating in the sky, surrounded by visions of the food, and he's describing how each one was so thoughtfully prepared. The mushrooms soak up all the grease from all the previous dishes.
He's describing how the mushrooms were so refreshing because we have given him the attention to give him something to absorb the grease of his heavy meat-filled day.
I literally just said
he is reclining, though, in his vision as the bowl of mushroom salad levitates over his stomach, sucking the grease into it.
Yeah, so Master Dellemont has now ascended into the sky, and he's floating on his back in the air, the morel salad hovering above his stomach as he talks about how amazing it was. And the fact that we introduced the morel salad at all to soak up the grease, it was so thoughtfully introduced like a loving mother. And like the chef, the house turned air chef, talking about the beet soup and how his mother made it with love, and made the morel salad with love like a mother. And then the deep fried okianis, the crispy light texture and the tenderness of the meat.
Jen, what is the flavor vision here?
Oh, he's literally on a giant plate of food.
Yes.
This is cloudy with the chance of meatballs, scaled food. And then the pièce de résistance. He is floating again, upright now, like Jesus, surrounded by Mughals, because of course, surrounded by an array of Mughals, interspersed with the marron glacé, and talking about how it was the perfect little sweet little nugget. He's like, I was full to bursting, but this just capped everything up so perfectly.
Point of order. When we were here thinking about where is Dellemont in his journey right now? Where is he in the day? We're like, he's going to be pretty full of meat and pretty tired. So let us respond to that and take care of him. And this is the love that we learned from the Ishgardian chef's mother. To love Dellemont like our own child and absorb up his grease.
But also embodying the theme of hospitality completely.
Yes, but there's more. So we had learned to make the okianis tender. This is like the winning touch here.
Meatballs.
When we made the meatballs,
For
the
Toothless
cockatrice meatballs,
Yeah.
we learned how to marinate stuff, apparently. Sorry, I'm being a bit sassy here, but I like the scene a lot. I'm just...
Oh, I did too.
Yeah.
I actually bursted out laughing. So I forgot this completely since I did it last. I bursted out laughing, and I literally said, fuck you.
Hamasi is like, I lost. Well, I'm done. And he leaves. Now Makoko is like, no, and goes chasing after him.
See? Roswin was like, she's going to regret this. And she does. She went too hard on it. She was mad and bitter about how Hamasi became a total asshole. I went too far with this whole thing. But, the Bismarck is still in, good hands.
Yeah, we saved the Bismarck. It was close, but we saved it.
It was never in jeopardy.
I don't know, Jen.
It was never in jeopardy.
Lingseth seems to think otherwise, Jen. He owns it,
Right?
so... Anyway, so Dellemont's like, you did great, kid. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time, not as master and student, but as equals.
Hell yeah.
We go now to go check in on the kids.
Yeah. They're having a little discussion. And Makoko, I didn't take any notes on this because reasons, but they're talking to each other outside of the missing member, and Mokoko's like, you can't give up being a culinarian. Like, I know I told you had to, but I was just speaking out of hurt. It's what you love. You need to continue doing it. And when she was running after him after he ran from the contest, she was like, no, Mossy B, this little term of endearment that just slips out. And so she calls him Mossy B, little Mossy B, when she's talking to him. I'm like, there it is. Yeah, there's the history. And he's like, I know, Melly Belly. Melly Belly. But I got a lot of thinking to do, you know?
I'm a deep man. I gotta think my thoughts.
Yep. And then Roswin comes out and she's like, guys, shut the fuck up. This is the most infuriating, nauseating conversation ever. And then we walk up and
we're like, takes one to know one, Roswin.
Ayo. Right?
If only.
So Mozzie B is like, you know what? I got a lot to learn still. Whatever it is, he asks for a little bit of a leave of absence from the missing member. And he's like, the stuff that Otis, we'll just say Otis brought to the competition, these are all things that she learned in her journey, in her journeys as an adventurer. And this is what's missing from my repertoire. I need to go and travel the world and gain some perspective and, you know, broaden my horizons a little bit. And Roswin's like, yeah, dude, take all the time you need. Godspeed. Just shut the fuck up. But she also was like, you also can't just fucking up and leave Moukoko, my girl. If you make Moukoko cry, you're gonna understand why my place is named the way that it is. And Mossy B is like, you know, I will be gone for a little bit, but I promise you, Melly Belly, that I will come back for you. And she says, I will wait for you forever and a day. And he bids us all adieu. And he walks away. And Roswin was like, thank God that's over. And she walks back inside. And, you know, la, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Moukoko is like, thanks for stepping in. I understand that I may have been using you for things that were not really about culinarian.
We know.
But it all worked out, right? Yep. Okay, great.
This was never in doubt.
Yes. Anyway, that's the end.
The end. I like this quest, but
too.
Not because it's a good story. It's just fun.
It's just fun.
Yes.
You know, we get some weird, infuriating, lovesick behavior from two really likable characters, and a lot of likable characters. Full stop. Even Mossy has Mossy has a bit of an arc there. It's fairly shallow, but it's there. Lingstaff, of course, is great, but it's even with like the stupid little filler quests, it introduces a lot of like just fun things.
Yeah. This is going back to my earlier kind of call out though, which is that the whole thing has a beginning and an ending, but not a middle. It's like random bullshit until the finale.
Which is typical of so many of these quests.
I know. It doesn't mean it should be that way, though.
I agree.
You can have an arc where we work towards something, but
it was not unexpected.
We should get better.
No, I agree. What was the one we had recently where it was like every step was in service of the...
You mean Dark Knight?
Yes.
This is not going to be Dark Knight. I do not expect it to be, but it can have a continuous plot thread that builds upon itself until the finale. There could be like these placing rounds or something.
Yeah, aren't there like semifinals?
The writers are just missing a way to go from point A to B, A being the pitch and B being the finale.
It's almost like they're purposefully avoiding that for some reason, because there's really no reason. There's no reason.
I don't know.
Is it just easier?
It is easier. It is easier to have you do like random stuff and then say, "Hey, you learned from this thing and this thing."
I mean, technically, if we're going to talk about that, it is in service of the final.
Callbacks are not a story thread.
No, I mean, you're right, but it wasn't just out of nowhere, because we've had plenty of quest lines where, and I'm not trying to be like apologist about it, but apparently I am, where like literally the center quests have nothing to do with anything. It's just busy work.
Yeah.
At least this, at the very end of the quest line, there were references like, hey, remember that thing you did for that person?
Right,
It all
but
came to bear.
I don't find
But
it to be excusable in terms of like,
compelling.
if I'm judging this as a story, I don't find that to be satisfying of that.
I agree.
You don't get fresh perspective on everything like, oh, wow, it was really her mother all along or something. It is just like, okay, so we did some stuff and we learned from some stuff and now we are using our skills.
Hey, remember how you make food with love? You did that.
Yeah, exactly. But Jen, again, lots of fun. And it's been a good amount of time since we got a good and decent bizarre ending cutscene. And I love those.
Oh, man. It turned from like normie Final Fantasy crafter questline stuff into a cartoon.
But this is what we got in A Realm Reborn, and honestly, that was my favorite part of the A Realm Reborn questlines was like this ending, giant, high-effort, bizarre-ass cutscene.
Yes,
like it will
like,
never top when Meryl Viv whips out her guns and starts shooting her own guys to test her armor.
Yes. Oh, it's unhinged. It's just so out of pocket.
Yeah, and it's so
and like
great.
when this guy when he's posturing Master Dellemont and he's giving us the score, like literally he's like doubled over the table. His head is down, he's looking at the table, his eyes are closed, but his hands are up, and he's giving us the score with his fingers. And then he's like, boom, 9. And then boom, 10, and he lifts his head up and he's like this giant smile and there's confetti and it's just cartoon.
Yep. Good times. All right, Jen, any other comments?
No.
Okay, that was a Culinarian. Next up, we are back on the MSQ.
Back on our bullshit.
We are always on our bullshit, Jen.
Oh, that's true.
At long last, we have reached the Dravanian hinterlands.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Yeah. So we will see you, Jen.
That will do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for listening. And eat my fucking food and show me your 10th finger. If you want to get in touch with us, you can at podreturnffxiv at gmail.com. We are on the blue sky at podreturnffxiv. Check the show notes for the Discord. You can drop in, make some friends, share some photos of your glands, of your pets, join us for some group runs, whatever floats your boat. Check it out. And we also have a link to the official podcast t-shirt at tpublic.com. And last but not least, the Patreon, patreon.com/podreturnffxiv, where for $1 a month you get access to the other content that we do, including the seasonal events from 14. We talk about the tabletop RPG, the card games, other such peripheral things related to the game. And for $2 a month, you get access also to our bonus series, Sightseeing Log. And this season, we are playing Final Fantasy VI. Or rather, I'm playing Final Fantasy VI and telling Levi about my experience because I've never played it before. Our previous series was Final Fantasy XI. If you haven't checked it out, give it a listen. I don't know. I'm not your mom. And with that, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good day or night, and we will see you next time.